Hey everybody, I have recently started my PhD doctorate journey and I wanted to share some of my experiences with you, some lessons learned, as well as sort of give you my plan of how I'm going to complete this degree within the next few years. So I am doing the PhD in Information Technology at George Mason University. My official start of the program was fall 2019, so last semester. I am currently in my second semester of the PhD program. The program requires 72 credits to graduate, uh, about half of which, 30, could be transferred in as a master's degree. And then let's just take a quick overview of the requirements real quick, and then I'll go into what I plan to do and all that. So there are some concentrations and things like that. So that's just which facet you want to go into within information technology. For example, if you want to do information security, you can go that way. If you want to do big data, you can go that way. For me, I'm going towards the engineering education route, so I'm going to go towards information sciences and technology, they call it. So for this degree, you have some breadth requirements that will have to be completed. So for me, that would be taking 2 qualifying exams as well as 2 foundational knowledge courses, and I'll show you that in my plan. You will then take courses which are within your concentration, and the number of courses you have to take depends on how much or how many courses you could transfer into your PhD based on your master's degree. So for me, my master's degree transferred in only 27 credits. So I had another 21 credits of classes I had to take, and still am taking for this PhD program. After you do all that, then you can start on your dissertation research and proposal. After that, you take your comprehensive exam. I know things are a little out of order here. You can take your comprehensive exam, which this is an oral exam that you will have to give. And then finally, you would do your dissertation defense and all that. So the program did not have a automated tracking system, so I sort of made my own, which is right over here. So what I learned about the PhD program is it can be really, really complicated with all its different requirements. So it really helps if you devise up some sort of plan and checklist. And that's what I have done here for myself, right? So here's all the requirements on the left side right here for my PhD program. And then this sort of describes each course that I'm taking, and then whether it's completed or not. So if it's red, I still need to do it. If it's green, I've done it. And then if it's blue, I'm currently doing it within the semester. And of course, I'm the type of person that likes to set goals and dates for those goals. So that's why you see here per the semester, as well as the credit earned. Because I know the graduation credit requirement is 72. I currently have 36. So I need to continue working up so that I can get up to that 72. So let's go over some of this. I'll zoom in a little bit. Earlier I mentioned that the PhD degree requires a breadth requirement. And for my breadth requirement, for all of our breadth requirements, we need 2 qualifying exams and 2 foundational courses. The foundational courses cannot be the final exam, or the qualifying exam. So the qualifying exams that I chose was computer networks and security, which I have a cyber background, so I was confident in doing that. And then the cyber human systems qualifying exam, which was more machine learning, it seemed like. I'm not too confident in that, but I did take a class for that did not count for my course work below, but it helped me understand the requirements for that exam and pass it. So I took those exams August 2019. I took this specific class earlier in spring of 2019. But again, I didn't really formally start the program until fall 2019. So I got these done before the start of my first semester. I also had two foundational courses. One of them was in databases. This first one right here, AIT 524. This was actually taken from my master's program, so it was transferred over. And then I took a Systems 505 class my first semester, and that came in as foundational knowledge. Now, for this particular PhD program, I could take any courses in any area or concentration that I wanted to, qualifying exam or foundational knowledge. I didn't have to just focus in engineering education. Okay. Now, the coursework below is what I have agreed upon with the director of the graduate program as well as my PhD advisor. And because I didn't have the full 30 credits transfer, I only had 27 because one of my coursework was in business and finance. I have to do 21 credits of coursework versus 18, which is what normal people with the master's degree coming into the program would have to do. 4 of those courses have to be at the 700 level and above, so 700 or 800. And then all the other courses can be 700 if you want, or it could be 500 and 600 level courses. But no matter what, you need a minimum of 4 or 12 credits of those 700 and above. Since I'm doing engineering education, I have a technology background already, so I needed to learn up on some education stuff. So all my 700 and above level courses are focused in education, right? So education, instructional technology, as well as education research, and that is what you have here. I took the 800 class last semester. It was good. It was a nice foundation. I had a great professor that helped to guide me through research methodology in quantitative and qualitative, which I've never had before. And then this semester, I'm taking all these, which will teach things like instructional design, business of those design. I can't really tell you much because this is my first week in the classes. And then the other 3 classes, I know this says 500 and 600 level, and this is IT 896. This is a research course, right, where you work with your advisor to sort of further your research. These courses cannot count for 700 level and above, but they can count for 500 and 6 level courses. So I have 2 of them because you can have a max of 6 credits for these 2 courses. I also have System 505 listed here because I took it as a foundational knowledge course, and it is allowed to be double counted in this situation. What's not allowed to be double counted is the qualifying exams. So the class, which was AIT 664 that I took for cyberhuman systems, it could not be applied to the course requirement below. So once you finish all that, then you can enter in your research. So here I have not formally entered my research requirements yet because I haven't completed this section right here, as well as one section of IT 896. But once I do, I will need to do my dissertation proposal first. So they give us 12 credits minimum to do that. You have to have at least 11 credits to do that, as well as 1 credit in the presentation of your dissertation. And again, I have dates listed so that I can stay on track. And then finally, after you do your dissertation proposal, you go through the comprehensive exam. That's not listed on here because it is just a 2-hour oral exam. I say 2 hours, but it's probably less, where you present to your committee as well as the dean or the associate dean of the program what you plan to do your research and publish in. Once you pass that, then you can actually go into dissertation research. Again, a minimum of 12 credits, more if you need it, and then basically you will pass and get your degree, so as I understand it. So what else have I learned so far? And I'm only into my second full semester here of the PhD. The first thing is definitely finish your breadth requirements, right? So usually these are qualifying exams, and most PhD programs will have that. In fact, if you fail any of your breadth requirements or your qualifying exams, you could get kicked out of the program. For example, let's say I failed the Cyber Networks and Security qualifying exam. At George Mason, I have one more chance to take the exam and pass it. By the way, these exams are all written. They're not multiple choice or any of the fill in the blank stuff. It's all essay focused. But once that is completed, if you fail that, if you fail that twice, you get kicked out of the program. Okay, so you need to focus on studying for things like your qualifying so that you avoid getting kicked out. Because if you get kicked out, you have to reapply to the program if you still want to continue in that program. What I also learned, and it's not on the screen or anything, is you really need to talk with a PhD advisor. I am lucky enough to have found a PhD advisor that can guide me through the coursework, right? So he and I actually sat down and determined, all right, these are the best courses for me to take given my area of interest. Now, note that I haven't started any sort of dissertation research or anything like that. But I have an idea and an area of what my interests are in. And I think that's very, very important that you find an advisor as soon as you can, express your interest to see if they're interested in helping you. Usually your interests have to be aligned. And I've been lucky enough to find that. And he is the one that has suggested, hey, take a look at these courses. And we're actually doing some preliminary research as well as literature reviews for my dissertation area. So I think that's really good. I've heard that there are some PhD candidates that just take all the coursework without an advisor, meaning they can take any courses they want. And then after they do that, then they find, oh, who do I need to work with? Who do I want to work with? Who wants to work with me? Why would you do that, right? Because now it's going to take you probably longer for you to figure out, okay, what do you really want to learn? And then you have to learn the process after all that time. Whereas me, I'm taking courses. I'm also having weekly PhD meetings with my advisor, and he is guiding me on formulating a topic, a thesis, and a dissertation in my area of interest. And it takes a lot of time to do that. So we've done this through a semester. I had one change in my area of research, which is fine because we haven't started anything yet, right? We're just doing literature review and finding out what's out there and what I like and what needs to get done. So that's my overview. I don't have much because it is only my second semester here at the PhD program, but those were the lessons that I hope you got from me, right? Those two things is pass your qualifying and get an advisor as soon as you can, and start those weekly meetings as soon as you can, because the advisor can aid you in making sure that you're going down the right path and not going down some sort of rabbit hole. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you.